What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Jonathan.
Zelda.
And welcome back to North Lake Survivors. How have you been, sir?
Good. It's been surprisingly warm for winter.
Until today, when it's been kind of chilly.
I
know. Rainy as hell.
Yeah, it's going to rain all day today and tomorrow.
It had a relapse into the weather.
But next week, it's going to be all in the 60s. I think winter is finally over. Yeah.
I was expecting more snow.
No, the groundhog did not see his shadow.
You know that's only been correct like 30% of the time or 33% of the time?
Cool.
Like it has a 1 in 3 chance of being wrong or being right.
I think what they do is they probably look at the forecast ahead of time and then they say, okay, it looks very spring-like, so we'll just tell them the groundhog. Because how is the groundhog going to tell us if he sees his shadow or not? He can't talk.
Well, I think they watch the groundhog come out, and if the groundhog comes out facing the shadow, it extends. If he comes out facing the opposite way, it's not. So I don't think the groundhog's like, guys, I saw my shadow.
I never understood that.
I think it's the people around it going, oh, like if the shadow's facing that way and he comes out facing this way, he didn't see a shadow. But if he comes out facing that direction, he saw his shadow. I don't think it's the groundhog filling out a report.
Sorry,
I saw
guys, I saw
10% of my shadow. So just FYI.
But I mean, next week we'll already be in the 3rd week of February.
The 3rd week of February, yeah.
So we're like really warm. So I don't feel like we'll have another ice day.
No, I think that's done.
I feel like we're done. I think we're in the clear.
We're in the clear.
Yeah.
Now I'm just picturing a groundhog writing a report about his shadow.
That would be really cool. That would be really funny.
It was so ridiculous.
Smart groundhog.
We've gotten some feedback from people. Trey, who we talked about on the last episode, he said he enjoys it. He watched a couple episodes. Dr. Sean from Clean Jeans fame, he's been listening.
Yay!
Commenting. He's been recommending movies like Exorcist Shark, I believe.
I've never seen that one.
No, what you call it? I don't know. I'll look it up. He put it on one of their videos. And he's like, you guys should check out this, or he's like, it's the best shark movie ever.
Okay.
And I was like, I've never heard of that, but I'll be interested.
I like a good shark movie. Yeah.
So I have to check that out. But yeah, so we've been getting people talking to, been reaching out about liking the show, so that's good. It's always encouraging.
That's awesome.
You see any movies lately?
Argyle. Lisa Frankenstein.
All right. So what did you think of Argyle?
I loved Alfie.
Which one was Alfie? The cat.
The cat.
The cat or Samuel Jackson?
oh yeah, I forgot. Samuel Jackson's name was also Alfie.
Which one did you like?
Oh, he was cool too.
Yeah,
you know, Samuel Jackson's always funny in whatever role he's playing. He's always cool.
I really love the movie. I did think though that the dancing scene where they were killing everybody while dancing in the smoke was just a little too corny.
I know. They made it over the top and it was so silly.
Like, outrageously corny.
It was. With all the smoke.
But I did like the premise. Have you seen, it's an Amazon Prime show. It's called Citadel.
I haven't watched it.
It's really good. It's with what's her name?
Priyanka.
Yes.
Chopra. Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing, like a spies, but the spies lose their memories, and then they're living these other lives.
So that's what it's about.
That's what it's about. Yeah.
I gotta watch that.
Except on that show, the losing memory is intentional. It's so that they can't divulge information. Whereas in this movie, it was an accident, and then she was spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers. But I did really like Argo. That one scene to me was too much. Yeah. And even the ice skating scene was a little like, alright.
Yeah, because during that scene, she wasn't on ice.
No, she was on oil.
It didn't make any sense. It would have been totally different than ice skating.
Yeah.
You're not. It's two different properties.
And you can't skate like that on water.
Yeah.
You're gonna fall.
Ice skating is meant for ice.
And oil is murky. It's slippery, yes. I've slipped on oil before. It's easy to slip on it. But it's also murky. It's not clear like water, and it's not solid like ice. The blades are going to get stuck.
Yeah. But you're definitely going to fall.
You're definitely going to fall.
You're not going to be like...
You're not going to slice through it like that. You're going to get stuck. It's a little like...
It was a little odd, that scene.
There were parts of this movie that I was like, it's trying to be a real spy movie. And then there were parts of this movie that I'm like, are they trying to be Austin Powers?
Oh, yeah, that was kind of like a Austin Power vibe.
Yeah.
Some scenes. Right?
Yeah, it felt almost like a satire, like almost like a
Yeah.
parody at certain points.
Mm-hmm.
But I did enjoy it. It was a fun movie. And I
Yeah.
loved the post-credit scene.
Yeah, the post-credit scene, I didn't understand it because it had something to do with what movie you were
The
talking
Kingsman.
about. The Kingsman, I haven't.
You've
That's a movie?
never... It's a trilogy.
Trilogy, okay, I've never seen The Kingsman.
Well, technically it's 2 movies and then a prequel that isn't directly tied to those 2.
Okay. Because I just saw some guy and I was like, oh, that's it.
That's not what's...
I was thinking it was her son, like, maybe like in the future. Maybe
Well,
that was
because
her
the bar
son.
said The Kingsman, and that's
Okay.
the name of the organization. And then he
Okay.
goes in and says the code and all that. And it's like, they're connecting these universes, and it's by the same guy. The director's the same on both of those.
Okay.
So it's like, oh shit, like they're tying it all together. I was more excited by that than I think of it like that, because I was not expecting that. I didn't see that coming.
Oh.
That was such a like, that's weird. Okay, I'm in for that.
So in the Kingsman, they didn't really like put 2 and 2 together. Like they never knew each other. Like,
Well, no one from the Kingsman movies was in that post-credit scene.
okay.
That post-credit scene, I think, just has to do with this. It just references the Kingsman organization.
So is the Kingsman kind of like a spy trilogy?
The Kingsman is a spy organization.
Okay.
Different from the one that they're part of, but it's like an English version. So it's the one where the tailors like they tailor their suits, and then like that's where their hidden organization. It's kind of a James Bond-esque series,
Okay.
but more modern. It's actually really good. You should definitely check out those movies.
How many movies are there?
So there's the Kingsman, there's the Kingsman 2, and then there's the Kingsman, which is the prequel.
Okay.
And I think they're making a Kingsman 3.
Dang.
So it's a pretty good series. Like those
I
are
mean,
really
catch
fun
up.
movies. Really fun movies. If you like James Bond type movies,
I love James Bond.
That's-
But my favorite James Bond was always the one with Pierce Brosnan.
well, we grew up with it.
Because we grew up with it. I love GoldenEye, you know, the video game. The
Die
OG.
Another Day?
Yeah. The World Is Not Enough. I used to love that video game. That was my favorite too.
The World Is Not Enough video game?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
It was
know if I
on.
played that
It was
one.
on Nintendo too.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Nintendo 64.
GoldenEye's the classic
The
game.
GoldenEye was
That's the classic game. That game is so
You
fun.
come down through the vent and you just kill people. I used to hide through the bathroom vent and just like.
They
kill
remade
people.
it, but they remade it where they changed it to Daniel Craig. I think on like the Switch or something, and I was like, or the GameCube, and I was like,
Really?
why?
What?
Keep it. It's Russell. Like,
What?
but my favorite, I love him. Die Another Day is one of my favorite James Bond movies. The last one he did
Yeah.
with I think Halle Berry was
Halle
in that
Berry.
one. Yeah, that one was great.
Really good.
But my favorite Bond is Sean Connery.
Of course, that's a lot of people's favorite.
That's my favorite
Bond.
I mean, he's sexist
Yeah.
as hell, like straight womanizer. Well, those movies are so great. I'm trying to buy all the James Bond novels.
All of them?
There's all the ones written by where is Ian Fleming? You know he was a real spy. The guy who did the James Bond books was a real spy, and I think there's only like 12 or 13 of them, and I now have 7.
He's a real spy. Like, where did he go?
He was a
at?
spy in World War One for the British.
I never knew that. I never read the James Bond.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ian Fleming was a real spy. But I just got this.
So are they based on the movies? The books?
The books are loosely based off of these books, especially the old ones.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only like 12 books, so
Okay.
the new movies have nothing to do.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. Casino Royale is based off the first book.
Okay.
So some of the
So not GoldenEye or anything.
GoldenEye, I think there's a GoldenEye book.
Do they have a GoldenEye book?
Oh, I have Goldfinger. Goldfinger was based on one.
Goldfinger, okay.
But this is the first paperback version, so it's the second edition of one of the last books in the series. You Only Live Twice. There's only $5 at half price books.
You Only Live Twice.
1964.
I remember You Only Live Twice was like a mini game on GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Like you would only live twice. And then you would die. I don't know.
only live twice. It's a minigame. You only live twice, and then you die.
And then you die.
Can't breathe.
I don't know what else I was trying to do to explain that minigame.
It doesn't explain the minigame at all. Nothing you said explains.
Oh my god. I missed that minigame.
I don't know what to say to that.
You only live twice.
And then you die.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm crying. Oh yeah. Only $5. I just thought
Only
that was really cool.
$5, okay. Do you only live twice in that book?
I haven't read it yet.
What? You haven't read it? How long have you had that book?
I bought it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Like I literally just found it.
Oh, man, that's cool.
I'm actually in the middle of rereading the Da Vinci Code.
Is that a really big book?
Yeah, it's a couple hundred pages, but I just started. I just read Angels and Demons for the first time.
What is the Da Vinci Code about?
So it's about this this college professor who studies ancient religious symbols and ideology, and so in Angels and Demons, he gets pulled in to investigate a death because it has to do with the Illuminati, and he just wrote a book about the Illuminati. So then he gets stuck into this whole conspiracy theory. The Da Vinci Code, he was supposed to meet with the curator of the Louvre, and the guy dies, but he writes his name down there, so now the police think he killed the guy. And the guy's daughter was a she solved like for numbers. I forgot what that's called. Like yeah,
something like.
I forgot what the term is.
Yeah.
And she's the granddaughter of the guy who run the Louvre. She tells him they think you're the killer, helps him escape, and so now they're trying to unsolve the mystery that how he died and why he died. Oh. And it's this whole mystery. And Leonardo da Vinci, was a member of the group that was hiding it. It's all really about the Holy Grail. It's very much about spoilers. I'm not even here at the book, but I read this when it first came out when I was like 20 years ago. It's about the Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail really being the bloodline of Jesus Christ. Oh. So it's about finding out who his offspring is. Because the thing about it, Jesus was a Jewish man.
Aren't we all his offspring?
Jesus?
Oh wait, no, that's God. Carry on.
Oh.
You're like Jesus.
Okay. Oh.
But if Jesus is God's son, then
we'd all be his siblings.
His siblings. Because we're all God's children.
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
So basically, we're all his siblings.
But in the Bible, it never talks about him getting married. His actual bloodline is what they're talking about, yeah. Okay. And the notion is he was a Jewish man at this time period. It would have been weird for him not to get married. So he probably got married, probably had kids, and who those kids are. Oh. The Kevin Smith movie Dogma deals with kind of the same thing because they're like, Mary and Joseph were married. Yes, she was a virgin when she gave birth to Jesus, but you think she stayed a virgin with her husband for the rest of her life?
No.
So then it's like, what if Jesus had siblings? So the movie Dogma was about Jesus' great whatever niece.
Unless she did stay a virgin because, then she was a virgin and, she
conceived Jesus while a virgin. Yes.
Divine intervention, whatever it is
yes.
called. Yeah. So she could have stayed a virgin.
But she was married.
True, so it wouldn't have been a sin.
No, because she was married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's doing, yeah. So she could have done whatever she wanted to.
Afterwards, yeah. But that's what the Da Vinci Code's about. So I'm reading all of those books. There's 3 more after this that I've never read.
Okay.
So after I'm done with the Da Vinci Code, I'm going to read on those.
Okay.
I'm trying to read a lot more.
That's good.
Last year I didn't read a whole lot. I just worked obsessively.
Oh. Yeah, well, it's a new year, so.
I keep track of my reading. So I've started in 2021. So in 2021, I read 32 books over the course of that year. This isn't comic books or magazines. This is just like actual books.
Actual books.
In 2022, I read 73 books. And then in 2023, I've read 8.
You said 2020. Oh, 2022.
I read 73, yeah. In 2023, I only read 8.
2023
It's a bad year for me.
bad year, but it's okay.
I mean, I had fun. There were some good things in that year, but it was a lot of stress.
Yeah, I remember it was stressful.
And then this year, I've already read 3. And I'm halfway done with my 4th.
That's good.
So I'll definitely beat last year's.
Yeah.
So then the other movie we saw. So Argyle, you liked it?
Yes, I liked it. I really was. It's more than what I expected from the trailers. Because in the trailers, it kind of looks like she's just writing a book, and that's what I got from the trailers. Is like
that's what they set it up as. Yeah.
She's trying to figure out how to end the book, and it was so much more than that. Like I didn't expect.
I didn't expect her to be a spy.
Me
I
either.
should have. I felt bad. I felt stupid afterwards. Like I should have saw that coming. They set that up. I should have saw that, but I didn't catch that one.
I didn't expect her parents to not be her parents.
Oh, when I watched it, I was like, "Well, this is why Zelda loves this movie." Her dad.
I know, Mr. White. Oh my God, Mr.
I was like,
White.
Bryan Cranston. Of course, she loves this movie.
Yeah, Mr. White is in that movie. He's very dad-like.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: he's a psychopath.
But he really takes the character from Breaking Bad. He's like, a mob boss. Well, he's not a mob boss in, like, Argyle, but he's like, he kind of takes that character from Breaking Bad.
And expands upon it.
Yeah. Like that bad guy character.
He does play a good bad guy.
Yeah.
For a dude who started out, or not started out, but the first time I saw him was Malcolm in the Middle.
How old is he? Because he does not look that old.
He doesn't. He's
like,
aging well.
He's been like in like so many things since we were little, and I'm like, dang.
Well, that's what Patrick Stewart always says. He was like, I think going bald so early was the best thing that ever happened to me because he was like, I still look the same. He's like, people are always like, you're this, like, wow, you look the same. And he's like, yeah, because I've always looked old. He's like, I prematurely looked old.
Oh my God.
So I've never aged.
Oh my gosh.
Because Patrick Stewart looks good. He still looks like he did on Star Trek. A little more wrinkles, but still pretty much. That man's aged like fine wine. Like, I'm sorry, Sir Patrick Stewart. He's a knight.
Oh, he's a knight now?
Most actors in England are knights.
Oh, okay. Oh.
The Queen just knighted actors left and right.
Cool.
So the other movie.
Lisa Frankenstein.
I mean, we're only in the second month of the year, so this is subject to change, but I think this is going to be my favorite movie of the year.
Really?
I loved it.
Like your favorite movie?
Of the year.
Wow.
Like, I don't know what movie's going to top this for me.
I mean, it was really good.
I love 80s movies, and this was just a giant love letter to the 80s.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you've been there while I've argued with Rayvon and Nino and Ashley. 80s are the best decade of movies. I'm very adamant.
Yeah.
80s is the best decade.
Like the frizzy hair.
Well, just the style and the tone and the irrelevant humor. And everything about this movie was like, let's make an 80s movie and then sprinkle in Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Then you have this movie. Is that not what this movie was?
Yeah.
It was very Tim Burton-esque and 80s-esque all rolled into one.
It was.
I loved it. And you directed it.
I directed it?
It was Zelda.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I saw Zelda. I was like, oh my God, that's
You know who that is, right?
I don't know who that is.
Zelda Williams?
Oh, the daughter
of Robin Williams.
She's a director now?
She's a director now, yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
She directed this.
Aww.
I think she did a great job.
That's awesome.
I think she killed it.
She did great.
She did.
Yeah.
I love the beginning with the cartoon.
The cartoon, yeah. And I like the moon.
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
And the love story. He's playing the piano and she's there. Then she's a guitar player. And she's like, and he's just like, oh. Is that the twin that's on Riverdale or is that the other twin?
Cole
I can
Sprouse?
never tell.
Cole Sprouse?
Yeah.
He was. I know him from The Sweet Life of Zack and
Well,
Cody.
both twins were on Zack and Cody because they're Zack and Cody.
Oh, I don't know then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he the one from Riverdale or is he the other one?
I haven't seen Riverdale, so I don't
You've
know.
never seen Riverdale?
Mm-mm.
The first, I haven't finished it, but it's pretty good up to a point.
I don't think I could ever tell them apart, though. Could you tell them apart?
No.
I don't think you can. But he played a good zombie or whatever.
Yeah.
He did. Like, I didn't recognize him when he first came out of the ground. Was that the same actor? Or was that different?
It was.
Okay.
Because you could kind of see it.
Yeah.
But I do like that every time he got electrocuted, he kept getting more
Then
and more.
whenever he got electrocuted the last time, I was like, there he is. Now I recognize him.
The last time you, even before that, you couldn't tell?
Like, whenever, she put it to the max level. Because before, I couldn't, his face didn't look like him.
There was a lot of prosthetics.
Yeah. Maybe, his face didn't look like him. But after his face became more clear, I was like, oh, there he is.
Here's my question for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they give him a tongue earlier? She kept giving him body parts for people, but she never gave him a tongue.
Oh, is that why he couldn't talk?
I assumed it had to do with his tongue being fucked up.
Yeah.
By the end, though, he was reading
at the end,
and
he
talking.
was talking, so where did he get the tongue at the end?
I don't know, but they kept giving him other body parts, but they never gave him a spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler.
They never gave him a tongue, and I'm just like, give him. I kept screaming at the movie screen, like, give him a tongue. Well, not literally screaming, but I was like, give him a tongue, give him a tongue.
Oh my god.
I loved it though. The stepmother was psychotic.
She was, and she was a psych nurse.
She was gonna have her committed.
I know.
Oh my god. What did you think of the dad?
He was just kind of like going with whatever the wife said. He was like kind of a pushover, right?
I really got the impression that he just wanted to forget his old life. He whatever the wife said, he went with.
Yeah,
he was far more affectionate towards the stepdaughter than his real daughter.
Yeah, far more affectionate.
The only good person in the movie was the sister.
Yeah, the sister.
But she did sleep with a date. The
guy that she liked. That was kind of shitty.
Yeah, I was very disappointed.
Because at the very
her.
beginning, she was like she was a really good sister. You thought she
the
was
best.
very supportive, and then I would have never thought she would have slept with the guy she liked.
Yeah, and she was very apologetic about it, but it's still like you didn't have to do it.
Yeah,
you could have said no.
You could have, yeah.
I was very disappointed in her.
Yeah, but I'm glad that she, spoiler, didn't get killed.
But did you peep the end where when they're giving flowers, which I was very glad she gave flowers, which means to me she forgave her. Mm-hmm. But she's like acting all weird, and then it says beloved wife.
Beloved wife.
So it's like she saw that. She saw that she was a beloved wife. It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's like, huh?
I do love how easily Lisa got into the fuck it, let's start killing people.
Yeah, I know. She's like, fuck this.
The only thing that disappointed me, she didn't kill Tara.
Who's Tara again?
I think her name was Tara. The guy she liked, his girlfriend.
Oh. Yeah.
Because that girl reported her to the police, drugged her, kept talking shit to her.
Yeah.
Like, why did you kill her? You killed all these other people.
Yeah, that was really weird.
I kept waiting for her to die, and then she never died. I don't know. That I was like, but I loved it. I thought it was brilliant.
It was good.
You didn't think it was brilliant?
I thought it was great, but I think I liked Argyle better.
You liked Argyle better than this?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Maybe because of the cat. The cat was just so cute, and I'm a cat lover.
I love that the spy kept going, I hate that damn cat.
I know. And then every time they try to do something to the cat when she first left the cat behind, when she had to escape, I was heartbroken. I was like, she better go back for that cat.
Did you know the friend was alive?
At the beginning, the spy?
The black lady.
Yeah, I didn't know that until she started talking about the book. How she was like, oh, I was going to bring her back because I was going to say she shot, through...
And then when she's like, I got the idea from a fan, I was like, oh, the fan's her. She's alive. That was...
Well, after she mentioned that, I was
so telegraphed.
I was like, she's going to be alive then because she wrote it in. And everything she's wrote in the book has been true. So I was like, all right, she's going to come back alive. So that's when I figured it out.
I did, yeah. I knew. I was like, that was overly telegraphed. Her being the spy, I thought was done right because I didn't predict that.
I didn't either. Yeah, there was a lot of twists that I was like, oh.
It was a really fun movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
But Lisa Frankenstein, I don't know, that movie
Yeah.
it gelled with me. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love that the tanning bed is the electricity that...
That one was good.
And Lisa's so crazy. Even before she's like a killer, she's like, I wish I was with you, and leaving her mom's rosary on his tomb.
Yes.
And here's what tripped me out too, is like, why didn't you clean up the blood in your room? She just put a carpet over it.
Oh yeah, she did. Maybe she wasn't thinking. In the 80s, that's a different time too.
That's true. They didn't have a lot of DNA
they
stuff.
don't have. I don't think DNA was discovered till like 90s, right?
It might have been like
Maybe.
late 80s, but that movie took place in 89.
Okay. Oh.
Because
yeah.
her thing when she died said 89.
Dang, that's when we were born.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? We were 80s.
Excuse me, that was when I was born. You're old. You're already old by then. You're 88. Don't try to take my year. That was my year.
I already had a whole year.
You already had a whole year.
I got to experience more of the 80s than you at least.
But you remember just as much of it.
Dang. Because my mom had frizzy hair. I
Did
think
she?
everyone had the frizzy hair.
Oh, it was the 80s.
Yeah,
You had to.
Yeah.
It was the style.
Yeah.
I loved it though. That movie was everything. I love movies like that. Like throwaway, irrelevant, goofy 80s movies are my favorite movies. Like the more
It does make you feel young still.
It does.
I really want more 80s movies. Oh my god.
I love 80s movies. The more absurd the plot, the more invested I am.
I don't want any 90s movies because then it makes us feel old. But 80s movies are okay. But you know, there's like they have high schoolers are now having 90s themed.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't want them to take our era
That's
and
ours.
make fun of it. Let's just keep having 80s themes, okay? No 90s.
Yeah, I saw this thing that said like us talking about the 90s are the equivalent of when we were kids, our parents talking about like the 60s, and I was like, that's offensive.
I know.
It's like, you don't say that.
Right.
There's this movie, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall? Is it like a slasher?
Quasi. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, I love absurd 80s movies, which is why this movie was my thing, because it's an absurd 80s movie. So Chopping Mall is this kid's dad owns a furniture store in the mall. So for some reason he has to stay overnight, so he invites a couple of his friends over. So it's 3 guys and 3 girls in a furniture store overnight. 2 of them are couples, and his friends are going to stay with him, and they're like, we want to bring our girlfriends, and we'll set you up with a girl so that you let us bring our girlfriends. So he's on an awkward first date with this girl he barely knows, and then the 2 couples are on the beds, you know, doing what they're doing. Meanwhile, the mall has state-of-the-art security, these robots that patrol the mall to keep it safe. But there's a storm going on outside. And the mall gets hit by lightning. And the guards go crazy. The robotic guards go crazy. And anybody that's not inside a store starts getting slaughtered by the robots. And so one by one, these kids go out for whatever reason and die. And then the rest of the kids find out. And so now they're trying to escape the mall while these robots are hunting them down and trying to murder them.
Over the top.
That is why I love the 80s. That is what we need more of. And that's what this was. I mean, come on. That plot is genius.
Yeah.
That is a genius movie. You need to watch Chopping Mall.
I need to watch it.
There's a movie called Blood Diner.
Blood Diner.
Where this guy, it's these 2 guys, and they're trying to sacrifice people to bring back, I believe, like this god or something. And the one brother can hypnotize people. He studied hypnosis as a kid, so he's always like looking at people's eyes and compelling them to do things. The restaurant serves the best meat in town, but it's all cannibal. They kill people. It's just such a weird, fucked up movie. Like the 80s, the 80s was the best time for movies because they were like, what's the most absurd plot you can have? And they're like, I'll take it. Just Like My Dad. Have you ever seen that? It's this movie about this guy, this nerdy guy who's picked on, and they're having like parents' day or whatever. and he wants to seem cool, so he hires this bodybuilder to pretend to be his dad.
Pretend to be his dad.
I'm telling you, the 80s
Oh my
had the
gosh.
best movies.
See, I didn't watch a lot of 80s movies. I guess because we were just born in the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched a lot of 90s movies, but I don't remember them because we were little.
70s has pretty good movies too, but they're all
Yeah.
really kind of gritty and more fucked up.
Oh.
A lot more like, let's push the envelope on what we can do. Like Taxi Driver, Godfather, like
Well,
things like
that's good. I mean, they need to push the envelope.
that. Yeah.
That was better times back then than it is now.
And now. Oh, man. Lisa Frankenstein was great, though.
It was. I liked it. I like both
Argyle
girls.
was really good, too.
I like the twins. I don't know which twin was Cole, but I really like them because I really like The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
I never
so
saw the other
I
one.
was excited to see one of the twins.
Did you ever watch the other show?
Which other show?
The Sweet Life on Deck.
I saw a little bit of it.
Was that as good, or?
I mean, it was good. I feel like maybe they could have just stopped at Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, but it was still funny. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing back Wizards of Waverly
I
Place.
heard
Did you see that?
That's exciting.
I love that show.
I loved it too. I love what's her
Selena Gomez?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That would be really fun.
There's
Bring
a
back
lot
those
of...
shows.
I do like... I've never seen, and I keep meaning to start, Raven's Home.
Raven's Home?
Yeah, have you seen... See, you haven't seen that.
No. I thought you meant Raven Simone. Like
Yeah.
Raven.
Yeah. There's a I think it just ended. It's like 5 seasons.
Like the psychic?
That's So Raven.
That's
Yeah.
So Raven?
As an adult, her and Chelsea move in together.
Oh,
And it's about them
God.
living together with their kids. And I think her kids are psychic. Raven's kids are now
that's so
psychic.
Cool. I loved That's So Raven.
Yeah, so this is the sequel.
Oh, cool.
I did watch, unfortunately, was it Man of the House or
Corey in the
Corey
House.
in the House? I did watch that.
I think I saw a few episodes of that.
Where him and his dad ended up working at the White House.
Yes. That one was pretty funny.
It was.
Corey's a funny dude.
It was. That was weird,
Yeah,
though. And I was always like,
weird.
why to go work for the president, he abandoned his wife and daughter? Like, his wife didn't come with him?
I don't remember that story. Did he just abandon them?
He was living apart while he worked at the White House. So, because he would talk on the phone to her.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't she go with him?
I know, and it's the White House. They have plenty of rooms.
You'd be living in a mansion.
Yeah. I don't understand that part.
I always thought that part was
Unless
weird.
he just worked and then he went home.
But they didn't live in D.C.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It was definitely weird.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was a good show too.
That was. Disney shows were the
I
shit back in the
know.
day.
I love Disney.
There's a documentary series coming out about...
I love my documentary.
you ever watch the Nickelodeon shows?
Yeah. Like,
So,
Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes, I think
That's
all that. Keenan and Kel,
Yeah.
Drake and Josh, iCarly,
Josh.
Victorious.
Mhm.
So the guy who made those shows, Dan Snyder,
Dan Snyder, I think.
apparently he was a pretty horrible dude.
I think I heard some rumors. Like he like a.
If you ever, I haven't read it, but I listened to the audiobook of it.
Did he like abuse them or something?
Yeah, of what's her name from iCarly? Sam, the actress, Drew. I can't think of her name. Her autobiography. She talks a little bit about it, of how he would give her massages, and she was young.
Little.
Like, you watch iCarly, she's
Yeah,
young.
She's young.
And apparently he was real. So they're doing a 3-part documentary just talking about how fucked up this dude was.
Is this on Netflix?
I think it's gonna be on Paramount, maybe.
Oh, okay. They haven't finished it yet.
No, it's not out yet. I just saw them talking about it. But apparently that dude was pretty shitty.
The actress from iCarly wrote about it in her autobiography?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She didn't get too in detail, but she definitely touched on it a little bit. Like, he'd make her feel very uncomfortable.
That's probably like a lot of Nickelodeon stars were like fucked up. Like after they grew up, they just like
Yeah.
one off the deep end. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them.
Whereas, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes I loved, and
I
then
loved her.
did she light a dog on fire? Like, she went crazy.
Oh.
She was texting back when President Obama was in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
She hit a cop car and got a DWI, and she tweeted Obama and said, "Can you fire this cop? I don't even drink. This is crazy." And I'm like, why's the president gonna help you?
Oh my God.
He's the president.
He might have been like an Amanda Bynes fan and been like, okay.
It's insane. Texting the president, tweeting
You
the
never
president.
know. He could have done it. He has a lot of power.
If the president takes time out of like running the country to help an actress get out of a drunk driving ticket, that's it. This world is done. When she did that, I was like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. I used to think Amanda Bynes was the one who stayed sane, but no, it's Hilary Duff.
It's Hilary Duff. She
Hilary
was
Duff.
Really
And
and,
Kim Possible, Even
oh,
Stevens.
Yeah, she's really she seemed pretty. Like,
She I see her. She does a lot of like YouTube videos and stuff like that where she talks about what it was like to be a child actor. She seems perfectly normal, like not crazy at all. So those two stay Disney stars.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan for a little bit went a little off the deep end, but mostly Disney stars.
She's good now. She's
good now.
A mom, or she's already.
I think she just had the baby, right?
Yeah. I was like, she turned out pretty good now.
Apparently she's in the new Mean Girls, but I couldn't bring myself to go watch it.
Yeah, Nino didn't want to watch it. He's like, why ruin a good thing? That's what he said.
That's how I felt. Because Mean Girls is a perfect movie.
Yeah. A lot of people watched it, and apparently it's a musical.
It's a musical.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I never even saw Mean Girls 2. Yes, there's a Mean Girls 2.
Wait, there's...
They made a sequel.
I didn't know
None
there
of
was
the
a
cast
Mean Girls
is in it.
2.
It's a direct-to-DVD sequel.
Is that a musical too?
I don't think so.
Oh. Mean Girls.
But I'm just like, how do you remake this movie? It's perfect.
Yeah, because you can't really...
Mean Girls is, I think, one of the most quoted movies of all time. I mean, it's in contention as one of, like, the best, like, teen movies. I would argue Clueless is better.
Clueless is 1,000% better.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Mean Girls is at least in the conversation.
It's in the conversation.
But I'm glad you agree with me, because Clueless I do think is better.
Clueless, yes. You cannot compare.
You ever watch the show?
Oh, I didn't watch... Is it like a series?
Yeah. A lot of the cast was in it.
Oh, they have the same cast?
But obviously...
the main character?
Lisa, was it... what's her name?
The main character?
The main actress.
She
They replaced her.
Aw.
But Scrubs dude, he was in it. It was great. I love the show. Not as good as the movie, but the show is pretty great. Obviously, Paul Rudd's not in the show either.
He's not in it either.
No. But it's pretty great.
Aw. That would be cool. I should watch that.
It's only, I think, 3 seasons.
Okay.
I love old stuff, man. It's so much better than new stuff.
It really is.
There's not a lot of new stuff that is just like, oh, this is incredible.
Yeah. I know, everything's just kind of blah. It's like, it's not really anything that great.
Power's pretty good.
I haven't seen it.
50 Cent's universe that he's building.
Okay.
That's pretty interesting. I enjoy that. The Reacher series is really good.
Okay.
But there's not a lot of teen stuff that's interesting. They were going to bring Degrassi back, and then they didn't.
Oh, there's a new last season of You coming out. Did you watch it?
I never finished it. I was watching that with my ex, and then afterwards I never really got back to it.
It's pretty good, but the last season was... Well, what I thought was the last season was kind of weird.
Oh,
and apparently there is one more season coming out.
I'm on season 3.
Okay. And then another...
didn't you say season 3 was really good, or?
Yeah.
So I do need to get...
was the really good one.
I do need to get back to it.
Yeah.
He had just gotten, like, married, I believe.
Yeah, that one was a really good one.
I need to get back to it.
And then there's another series, Ginny and George. I really like that one.
I don't know that one.
It's like a mom. She was a teen mom, and she had a daughter, and now she was all grown up, and she got into some shady things, and the mom was kind of becoming like... I mean, the daughter was kind of becoming more like a mom. It's pretty cool. It has a lot of drama.
You ever see Gilmore Girls?
I haven't seen Gilmore Girls.
That's genius.
Mm-hmm.
It's about Lorelai Gilmore and her daughter Lorelai Gilmore. She was on epidurals or what is that the painkillers when you're giving birth?
When you give me, yeah, epidural.
And they asked her, "What do you want to name your daughter?" And she just shouted out her own name.
Shout out her own name. That's genius.
So her daughter's also named Lorelai, but they call her Rory.
Oh my gosh.
Brilliant show. Some of the best dialogue you'll ever find in a show. But yeah, so her daughter's a junior.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh, it's so great. It's definitely worth checking out. If you ever, I think it's on Netflix.
Gilmore Girls.
I love Gilmore Girls. It's one of my favorite shows. It's so good. It's all about Lorelai works at a fancy hotel, and she wants to eventually open her own hotel, and she manages to send her daughter to like this elite private school, and it's kind of about them growing up together.
Yeah.
While dealing with her incredibly rich, snooty parents who are paying for the private school.
Wow.
So she has to have dinner with them every week.
That sounds interesting.
It's brilliant.
I'll check that out.
It's definitely brilliant. But all right, I think that's pretty much it for this episode of North Lake.
Yep.
I'm Jonathan.
Zelda.
Give us legends.
Give us more dinosaurs.
More dinosaurs. We're back to dinosaurs.
I don't have a good cutout line.
You'll get there.